We've spent months testing different methods to clean oxygen sensors on real cars, and what we found contradicts exactly what your mechanic tells you every time he turns on the check engine. The method most shops recommend ends up costing you more money than it supposedly saves you, and the trick that actually works costs less than $1, requires no tools, requires taking absolutely nothing apart, and most mechanics prefer you never find out, because with that knowledge, you stop needing them for this. Today I'm going to show you the 8 tricks to clean your oxygen sensor without touching it, ranked from least to most important. Number 1 is going to change the way you see car maintenance forever. Let's start. Trick 8. Before you do anything, you need to know this. And before anyone gets upset, this is not a complicated technical trick. It's basic information that nobody gives you, and without which the other tricks make no sense. Your oxygen sensor doesn't die on its own. You kill it without knowing it. Every time your engine burns fuel, it sends gases through the exhaust. Those gases pass through the sensor constantly and over time leave a layer of carbon, burned oil, and fuel residue on top of the ceramic element that does all the magic. The sensor doesn't stop working all at once. It fades slowly, like a candle burning down, sending increasingly slow and inaccurate readings to your car's computer. And what does the computer do with bad information? It adjusts the fuel mixture with incorrect data. Result: more gasoline burned, less power, and in serious cases, the catalytic converter starts to suffer. That's what can cost you between 15,000 and 40,000 pesos in a repair. The good news is that in most cases, the sensor isn't dead, it's just dirty, and that changes everything. But there's something you need to understand before applying any method, and it's the reason 90% of people who try to clean their sensor end up making the problem worse. And that takes us straight to trick number 7. Trick 7. The invisible enemy that is killing your sensor right now. Let me clarify something before you go running to the tool drawer. The problem isn't the carbon. Carbon is easy to remove. The real problem is what you use to remove it. We spent time testing different products on contaminated sensors, and the results were brutal. Brake cleaner, which smells like a miracle solution and evaporates fast, destroyed the platinum layer of the sensor in less than 2 minutes of contact. WD-40, which half the world uses for everything, left an oily residue that literally poisons the ceramic element. Carburetor cleaner, same result. What feels like cleaning is actually permanent damage disguised as foam. These products are designed for hard metal. The oxygen sensor has a platinum layer so thin you can't see it with the naked eye. When you hit it with an aggressive spray, you're not cleaning, you're scraping that layer with chemicals. And here's what nobody tells you. A sensor damaged by chemicals doesn't send a check engine light immediately. It keeps working, but badly. Your car starts consuming more gasoline little by little, without you noticing exactly when it started. It's the kind of damage that charges you slowly but surely. Save that brake cleaner for the brakes. Your sensor deserves more respect. Now that you know what not to use, comes the good part. What actually works and why it costs less than you imagine. Trick 6. The $1 product that does the dirty work for you. This is the trick that makes mechanics angry, and not because it's dangerous, but because it's ridiculously simple. It's called injector cleaner additive. You find it at any auto parts store. Some brands cost even less than $1 per dose, and it's designed to circulate through the entire fuel system, cleaning carbon deposits from the inside, including the ones that accumulate on the tip of the oxygen sensor. How does it work without you touching anything? Simple. You pour it into the gas tank. The product mixes with the fuel, travels through the injection system, burns in the combustion chamber, and the resulting gases, cleaner and with active detergent agents, pass through the sensor, dragging away the accumulated carbon layer. No disassembly, no tools, no risk of damaging anything. Now, I'll be honest with you, because this matters. This method works very well for moderate contamination. That layer of carbon that accumulated over the last 30 or 40,000 kilometers. If your sensor has gone years without maintenance and already has the element completely clogged, this trick will only give partial results. But for 90% of the cases we see, it's more than enough. What you do need to know is when and how to apply it so it actually works. Because there's a specific moment that multiplies the results, and that is trick number 5. Trick 5. The exact moment you should apply it. And here is where most people make the mistake that turns a good product into a mediocre one. Most people pour the additive when the tank is full. Mistake. The concentration ends up so diluted that the product barely does anything. The correct dose requires the tank to be between 1/4 and 1/3 of capacity before adding the additive. That way, the concentration is high enough for the detergents to actually work. After adding it, don't drive 2 kilometers and stop. The system needs sustained heat to activate the cleaning. The ideal is a highway run of at least 30 minutes at constant speed, between 80 and 100 kilometers per hour. That working regime keeps the engine at optimal temperature and makes the gases pass through the sensor with enough force and temperature to drag away the deposits. How often to do it? Every 30,000 kilometers as preventive maintenance. If you already have symptoms like check engine on or high consumption, apply it immediately and repeat the process in the next tank. The interesting thing is that after applying it correctly, your car is going to tell you if it's working. Not with words, but with very clear signals. And that is exactly what we're going to see now. Hey, quick pause. If you want to go beyond this video and learn how to diagnose and maintain your entire exhaust system from scratch, I have a complete course where I cover this and much more. It's in the pinned comment. Take a look, it's going to surprise you. Trick 4. The free signal that confirms it's working. This is what I like most about this method. You don't have to guess if it worked. The first signal is the most obvious. The check engine turns off on its own after 2 or 3 days of normal driving. It doesn't always happen immediately. The system needs several driving cycles to recalibrate. But when the sensor starts sending clean readings, the computer deletes the code on its own. The second signal you feel in the accelerator. When the sensor was dirty, it sent slow data, and the computer adjusted the fuel with a delay. When it cleans up, the response becomes immediate again. The car starts better in cold, accelerates without hesitation, and at red lights stops feeling like it wants to shut off. The third signal you see in the tank. If your car was consuming more than normal, in the next full tank, you're going to notice the difference. It's not dramatic immediately, but if you normally got 12 kilometers per liter and had dropped to 10, you're going to recover that mileage gradually. And if you want technical confirmation without going to the shop, a cell phone app connected to a Bluetooth OBD2 reader, which you can get for as little as 200 pesos, shows you the sensor readings in real time. Before cleaning, slow or flat readings. After, fast oscillations between 0.1 and 0.9 volts. That's a sensor alive and working. But there's one situation where none of these signals is going to appear, and if you don't know it, you can spend time and money on something that has no solution. That's what comes next. Trick 3. How to know if your sensor has a solution or if it's already dead. And before anyone spends money on additives for a sensor that has no more hope, you need to know how to tell a dirty sensor from a dead one. A dirty sensor sends slow or inaccurate readings but keeps responding. The check engine light appears intermittent or with codes related to lean or rich mixture. The car still starts well in cold, although it takes a little longer to stabilize. A dead sensor is different. The code that appears on the scanner no longer talks about mixture, it talks directly about the sensor circuit, voltage out of range, no signal, or heater failure. The heater is the element that brings the sensor to working temperature quickly after starting, and when that dies, no additive in the world brings it back. There are also sensors damaged by more serious causes, coolant that entered the exhaust through a bad head gasket, or oil burning in excessive quantities from worn rings. In those cases, the sensor is not the real problem, it's the symptom. Cleaning the sensor there is like sweeping the floor while it's still raining inside. How do you know for certain? OBD2 scanner. If the code is P0136, P0141, or similar related to voltage range, there are possibilities for cleaning. If the code is P0037, P0038, or related to the heater circuit, the sensor needs replacement. No way around it. The good news is that if your sensor does have a solution, There's something you can do right now that multiplies the results of the additive, and I'll explain that in the next trick. Trick 2. The combo that doubles the effect of the additive. This trick nobody mentions because it requires doing two things at the same time, and people prefer one-step solutions. When you apply the additive in the tank, also add an intake system cleaner through the air filter while the engine is running. Two different products acting from two different sides. The additive in the fuel cleans from the combustion chamber outward through the exhaust where the sensor is. The intake cleaner cleans the injectors and valves, reducing the amount of residue that reaches the exhaust in the first place. The result is a deeper and longer-lasting clean. In our tests, cars that used the combo maintained clean sensor readings for 50% longer compared to those that only used the tank additive. The total cost of the combo is still less than $5. Two products, less than what a coffee costs at any gas station. Now, there's a question you're probably already asking yourself. What if I do all this and the check engine comes back on in a week? That has a very specific answer, and it's the most important trick on the entire list. Trick 1. What you do after determines if this lasts months or years. This is the trick that separates those who solve the problem once from those who solve it forever. Most people do the cleaning, see results, and go back to their normal habits. Cheap gasoline, late oil changes, and the sensor gets contaminated again in 20 or 30,000 kilometers. The cycle repeats. Those who truly extend the life of the sensor understand that the problem isn't the sensor, it's the environment where it lives. Clean oil reduces the amount of vapors that contaminate the exhaust. Higher octane gasoline burns cleaner and leaves less residue. A bad spark plug burns fuel incompletely and sends carbon directly to the sensor. Basic engine maintenance is indirect sensor maintenance. The protocol we follow now is simple. Cleaning additive every 30,000 kilometers. Oil change on time. Spark plug check every 40,000. With that rhythm, a sensor can last 150,000 kilometers or more without a problem. How much does that save? A quality replacement sensor costs between 800 and 2,000 pesos depending on the car. If you have 4 sensors and replace them at 80,000 kilometers like many shops recommend, you're talking about up to 8,000 pesos. Applying additive preventively costs you less than 200 pesos a year. The math doesn't lie. And here's what I like most about all of this. You don't need to know about mechanics. You don't need tools. You don't need to ask anyone's permission. You need a product that costs less than $1, knowing at what moment to pour it in and understanding what signals to look for after. That's it. If this video opened your eyes about something you've been overpaying for, leave me a comment telling me how much your mechanic charged you last time for changing a sensor. And if you know someone who's about to go to the shop for the check engine, share this with them. You can literally save them thousands of pesos with a product that costs less than a sandwich. The oxygen sensor is not your enemy. Not knowing is. And if this trick worked for you with the oxygen sensor, wait until you see what happens when you apply the same logic to the catalytic converter. I have a video where I show you exactly how to clean it without taking anything apart, also for less than $1.